Hi guys. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Bruma Ants channel. In this video, we are going to learn how to care for a very common ant species, Tetramorium caspidum. By the end of the video, you will have all the information you need to start growing your own Tetramorium caspidum colony all by yourself. Let's get into it. Tetramorium caspidum is a small fast-growing species of ant, very easy to find all across the European continent. This species was originally only found in Europe, but, thanks to the frequent travels across the ocean in the 1700s, now you can also find them in some parts of North America. This species tends to nest under sidewalks, stones, pavement, and in the crevices of housing structures. For this peculiar characteristic, they are commonly called pavement ants. The workers of this species range between 2 and 4 millimeters. Like for most ant species, the queen of Tetramorium caspidum is a lot bigger than the workers, with a size of approximately 8 millimeters. Tetramorium caspidum is monogyn, meaning that this species' colonies accept only one queen. However, in some rare cases, multiple queens can start a colony together. The nuptial flights of this species usually occur in the summer, between July and August. Temperature. Tetramorium caspidum, like many other Mediterranean species, is very adaptable to temperature changes. They do not have very strict temperature requirements, and they can easily be kept at room temperature. However, the ideal temperature for this species is between 21 and 27 degrees Celsius. If you live in a cold area or you usually use an air conditioner in the room your ants are in, maybe a heat mat or a heat cable could be useful. By raising the temperature of the nest, the metabolism of the brood will accelerate, reducing the time needed for the ant to fully develop into adults. If provided with the right temperature and humidity levels, the colonies of Tetramorium caspidum can grow extremely fast. When they reach a certain worker count, they start to grow exponentially, reaching outstanding numbers in a few years' time. Humidity. They like a range of moisture levels that go from 50% to 60%. One thing you have to consider is that, like most ant species, Tetramorium caspidum doesn't like dry climates. If you notice that your nest dries out too quickly, you may have to consider changing the setup a bit. You can rearrange the elements of your formicarium, in order to create an environment that better maintains moisture levels. If you have a natural setup, you can easily increase the moisture level by spraying some water using a spray bottle, like the one used in gardening. You can also add some moisture retention material, like some piece of wood or a bark substrate. Food. Like almost every ant species, Tetramorium caspidum needs some dose of sugar for the workers, and some protein for the queen and the brood. Given their fast growth rate, they need a lot of protein. Proteins are the building blocks of every animal body, and are essential for the development of the ants. The queen needs protein for the production of the eggs, which will grow into larvae and then into pupae. During the life cycle of the ant from egg to adult worker, the brood needs a lot of protein to successfully complete the various stage changes. Once the body of the ant is fully formed, the need for protein fades out, and the need for sugar takes its place. Sugar water should do the job fairly well, providing the colony with a lot of energy. Honey is also a very good source of sugar, maybe mixed with some water. As a source of protein, you can give them almost every type of insect. In the wild they usually eat crickets, different types of worms, fruit flies, and spiders. If you're watching this video, there's a high chance you're just starting out, and you just caught or bought your first Tetramorium caspidum queen ant. If that's the case, you don't have to worry too much about feeding at this stage. That's because Tetramorium caspidum is a fully claustral species, which means that the queen won't need to eat for at least a month, until she has her first workers. She especially doesn't need protein right now, because she can obtain the protein she needs from the decomposition of her wing muscles. However, if you want, you can give her a little drop of honey. That should give her the right amount of energy she will need to start her own ant colony. Hibernation. Like most European species, Tetramorium caspidum needs hibernation. They hibernate through the winter, from around late October to early March. They need at least a couple of months of diapause, a biological phase in which the queen doesn't lay eggs. This phase is very important for the health of the queen, and it's the only time in the whole year when she can peacefully take some rest. For this species, the ideal temperature for hibernation is between 5 and 8 degrees Celsius. I would not suggest going a lot lower than this, because in some cases it could create some problems in the long-term growth of the colony. If you haven't any available refrigerator, you can put the colony in the basement or in the garage, where the temperature is not too low and not too high. Nest type. The most important thing you have to consider when choosing a formicarium for Tetramorium caspidum is that they are extremely good at finding vulnerabilities in the structure of the nest. This, plus the fact that they are a relatively small species of ant, creates the perfect mix that can add lots of undesired tenants. For this reason, we have to choose a nest that makes escaping as hard as possible. One of the best solutions to this problem is using an acrylic nest. They are usually built of a bunch of plastic layers, placed tightly one above the other to create the structure of the nest. This particular type of building system creates an almost totally escape-proof structure, making it extremely hard for the ants to escape. With this type of nest we can sleep peacefully at night, knowing that our beloved ants cannot take control of our house by invading it. As you can see, I'm housing my colony of Tetramorium caspidum inside a test tube-based ant nest. This is another valid solution when it comes to keeping a colony of this species, as the nest components are completely tight together and don't have any gaps. Another option could be a more naturalistic setup. For this easy nest alternative, all you need is a tank, some dirt and, if you want, some decorations. This nest perfectly replicates their natural environment, making it easier for the ants to settle in. As said before, make sure to choose a tank with no gaps between the panels. If you just found your queen and want to know how to create the perfect environment for her, check out this video on how to make a test tube setup. This is the perfect way to start your ant colony. See you soon in another video.